exactly. Matt Lenihan Boxing Social Association.
You and Colm, look, what a fucking life.
We work though.
Oh, stop it, Matt. You've been in Vegas all week, right? And now what are you doing? You're going, oh, is the Benavidez fight in Vegas as well? Oh my God. 2 weeks in Vegas. So the only downside's the weather, and imagine if it was blazing sun. Oh.
So what, we've had it easy then?
I mean, you had it easy, but what a life. Congratulations. Look, I'm lucky as well. I was actually thinking to myself this week, what a life. So blessed. And sometimes you just don't, you don't really sit back and appreciate it. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? Side bites took me to places I never thought I'd ever visit. Yeah. Saudi Arabia, America, just all over. And long may it continue for as long as it lasts.
What about Conor Walker? Great Mike Costello commentary as well. If you watch it back, brilliant. Those moments are like
moments in time.
Yeah. For Mike Costello, he's brilliant at those moments.
Right, let's come on to tonight. A few things I want to touch on. I want to start with Andy Cruz. Dazzling performance against a dangerous opponent. He took some punishment, but he gave it out as well.
I mean, I think Andy's just brilliant. I mean, like, I think there's so many more levels that he can go to. Like, my expectations of Andy are so high. I mean, Colm over there was like having orgasms about Andy Cruz, saying, "Oh, this guy, what a performance!" And I said, I thought it was a really good performance. I thought it was an A-. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm expecting A+ every time from Andy Cruz. But I think sometimes, it's not that he gets bored, but I just think there's no real threat from these guys to beat him. But let's just have it right. That was his 5th fight. And he's fought a guy who's, 22-1, 21, coming off big wins, like very good fighter, Saucedo. And played with him really, didn't they? I mean, I know he took a few shots, but it was only really being, just playing around, you know? And I don't know, I was just saying in an interview with Silly Bollocks over there, it's like, when we talk about Keyshawn Davis, that fight is like one of the biggest fights in the division. The narrative of it, the history of it, the beef between them. Tell me a bigger fight for Keyshawn when he beats Barancic. Tank. That's it. He's not going to fight Shakur. They're like best mates. So that's it. I think we could probably goad Keyshawn into it, to be honest with you, because he's a competitor and he's a winner. But he kind of I was having a bit of banter with him at ringside, and they all know how good Andy is. Don't forget they grew up with him, Shakur, Keyshawn, and Keyshawn especially knows how good he is because he boxed him 4 times, and Andy Cruz won it 4 times.
But when you look at a fight like that, I heard you say in the previous interview, you expect him to beat Barancic easy, so that means he's world champion. Andy Cruz, a couple of fights maybe he's on the cusp of starting to fight for world honours. That fight is surely happening when there's gold on that. That doesn't need. Surely that does need that extra stamp.
Title, but it's whether until Andy wins a world title, it's whether Keyshawn would give him the shot. But that's all dictated by the promoters and the networks. If everybody and the fans, if the fans turn around and go, "We want that fight," and it becomes a big fight, I think it happens. But with the IBF, where Andy's ranked very highly now, Loma, I mean, I'm guessing he's going to retire, but Abdullayev is fighting Muratayev for the interim title, so that the winner of that might become champion. Andy's next in line, so he's going to get a shot at the world title this year. And listen, I think you're right. It'd be great if he could become world champion and then have a unification with Keyshawn. But sometimes it doesn't play out like that. But that would be lovely.
Well, look, they had that exchange. I asked Andy about it, and he says it was nice to see my son ringside. And he's, I saw the reaction to Keyshawn. He didn't want it, but look, I respect that. Look, let's go Pacheco top of the card. I have to say, Stephen Nelson, what a tough man. I hope he gets another opportunity because I look at that and think, you know what, you waited for that moment, and you've got so much dog, but Pacheco.
He never stopped trying. 11 and 12, stuck it right on Diego, and I thought it was a great fight for Diego. If we're grading performances, I give him like a B+. Do you know what I mean? Because I think there's a lot more to come from him. But I think it was the perfect fight at the perfect time for him. And you need those kind of fights for the experience. He's 23 years old. Yeah. He's got so much time ahead of him. You really don't want to rush him, but you also don't want to stop the momentum. And I think he's ready now. I think he's ready for one of those big names and a big test. He's number 1 with the WBO, so he's going to get called as mandatory at some point, but we just got to be ready and he's still developing, but he's an excellent fighter.
I heard you say that, why is it only, Eddie Hearn who gets the stick, and in relation to other fighters and people ducking, we touched on Naoya Inoue in the middle of the week. You gave your opinion on that. Do you think you come under, criticism where other promoters, other fighters don't?
Yeah, because I've got a big mouth and I've got a big profile, but it's not just me. It's other fighters as well that get stick. AJ and people like that. Like, Naoya Inoue has ducked Akhmadaliev. I mean, he's going to vacate his belt now rather than fight him. That'd be 3 times. You're talking about a pound-for-pound fighter. Who's he fought this year? TJ Dehenny and that geezer he's just boxed last night. That's not a pound-for-pound resume. He should be dropping down the pound-for-pound list. And no one seems to ever question it. It's like, oh, well, it's Inoue. Fucking, so what? And before that, if you actually look at his resume, he boxed Stephen Fulton, don't get me wrong, good fighter, didn't look great in his last fight, did he? Got dropped, scraped a win. Lewis Neary, who's like, not really, he dropped him, right? Tapales, okay, he I think got the wrong decision against Akhmadaliev on a bad night, so, but, I don't know, like, I'm not, and by the way, he's brilliant. He's the favourite against Akhmadaliev. But it's the best fight in the division. And I go back to, like, I don't know, AJ, when the mandatory was called against Usyk. And it's like, no, we're not ducking this because, like, you'll be ridiculed and it's just what you do. And everyone said, don't fight Usyk, don't fight Usyk. And he went, no, fuck that, I want to be undisputed. Let's fight Usyk. But why? No one's asking what media out there, right? These guys aren't that accessible, are they? I don't think. No. Like, you ask me a million questions a day. You when you go and ask a question, who has said to Inoue, can I just ask a question? Why aren't you fighting Akhmadaliev? And he will go, oh, my team is in charge of that. And you go, all right, well, fucking ask the team then. Why? 3 times. Why are you prepared to lose your tag of undisputed rather than fighting? I wish... Like, I reckon the Japanese media must be so far up his Gary. Like, they're like, hello Inoue, oh, great win tonight, you are amazing. What's next? Oh, it's Leonardo da Vinci in Vegas. No, not there, my boy, Picasso, whatever his name is. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Oh, Naoya Inoue, just wondered, are you going to fight Akhmadaliev? Oh, next question. Take him out the pound for pound.
Genuinely, take
him out the pound for pound list.
Look, last one, Puerto Rico. What a segue. Puerto Rico, Belanga's opponent, do we know?
No, we're working on it. Hopefully we'll announce this week. So we've got a few shows to announce this week. Yep. Just getting Ramo in the calendar.
Brilliant. Eddie, as always, you give us a lot of time this week. We'll catch up soon.
Cheers.